Hi everyone, welcome back to Business Report Writing. Today another lesson will be discussed, which will be the written business letter. The topics are business letters, business reports, inter-office communications, which are memorandum and minutes of the meeting. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to be proficient and effective in communicating with others in a way such as writing, speaking, and use of new technologies, application of different analytical modes, and in tackling problems methodically. The topic one is business letters. There are kinds of business letters. They are grouped into employment letters, routine business letters, and goodwill letters. Employment letters are business letters that involve getting a job or losing it. You might be hired or terminated, or you resign in a particular job. This includes solicited and unsolicited application letters. Those were discussed already, right? The resignation letter, termination letter, recommendation letter, appointment letter, acceptance letter, refusal letter, and referral letter. Another group is the routine business letters. Aside from the employment letters, a number of letters are used in the ordinary course of business, written daily or periodically. These are termed routine business letters. When we say routine, ibig sabihin, you are doing it habitually. Among them are inquiry letters, sales letters, order letters, claim letters, adjustment letters, collection letters, notification letters, remittance letters, acknowledgement, transmittal, reservation, instruction letters, proposal letters, recommendation letters, solicitation letters, approval letters, authorization letters, endorsement letters, request letters, excuse letters, confirmation letters, and more. In inquiry, the first one we have inquiry letter under routine business letter. Inquiry from the word inquire. You are asking. An inquiry letter is written for the purpose of securing business or other information. You will write an inquiry letter or compose an inquiry letter if you want to obtain an information. More often than not, a person asks about products and the benefits and disadvantages of using other products. So indeed, an inquirer seeks for other information. For example, you are fond of using, in this situation, a laptop. So you will be writing to the company or to the store about the benefits of using the product and the disadvantages of using the product. Another is, whatever the information is, the inquirer asks questions in a clear, concise, and direct fashion. If there are 4 or more questions, he lists them and number them. So, kung lampas ng 4 yung questions ng nagtatanong, ng nag-i-inquire, then kailangan mong ilista i-bullet yung questions. He concludes his letter by giving the date when he needs the information and by expressing thanks for the information to be received. Again, after writing or on writing your inquiry letter, you have to include the date and of course the magic words or the magic phrase, which will be the thank you. So this is an example of an inquiry letter. This is from the module. So you can see the heading here or the letterhead, the address of the one who is inquiring, and the address of the addressee, the one who will receive the letter. And we have here the salutation. Ayan. So this inquiry letter is asking about or inquiring about the graduate school. So next is an adjustment letter. An adjustment letter is a positive response to a claim letter. Adjustment letter is a response to a claim letter. It aims to adjust what has been claimed. For example, cash, merchandise, service, or insurance. So it usually ends with a building of goodwill. For example, this one. Again, we have here the header or the letterhead and the receiver of the letter, who will be Jesus Z. Menoy. So I received your letter dated June 1, 2009 and I was saddened by the fact that you received some of our products not satisfactory to your taste. The products that was sent by for Mr. Menoy, he was not satisfied by the products that he received. So that the sender of this letter will resend the order of Mr. Menoy. Next, collection letter. Collection letter, when the obligation falls due or when the maturity date comes, a collection letter is written to effect payment. However, there are times when the debtor cannot settle his obligation when the collection is done. Sometimes, diba, if you have experienced this already, if you are the one who is paying the bill, who are paying the bills at home, you might experience this, that it is already the due of your bill, but you still have no resources to pay it. So there are some that overdue na siya, ilang araw na yung nakalipas, hindi pa rin siya nakakapagbayad. There are some organization, institution, or company na they are sending letters. Now kasi, for example, in a network we are using for our internet at home, they are just sending the mails electronically. At first, they are sending the mails through letters, through couriers. But now, they are sending the mails electronically. So, you will not receive it physically but electronically. If you are not able to settle your account, then you will be sent a letter, which is a collection letter, collecting the payment that you have to pay. Sometimes it takes several letters before a delinquent borrower or a poor risk pays the amount due. According so ayun po. And the sending of this letter or collection letter depends on the severity of the due that you have done. So merong first, second, and third. According to Arroyo 1981, these letters are classified according to severity. They are as follows. The first one, so there are 6. First letter will be just a reminder or a notice of the bill, unsettled bill. Next, inquiries, letters appealing to sympathy, letters appealing to fairness, letters appealing to self-interest, and letters appealing to fear or threat letters. So the 6th letter will be somewhat a threatening. If you will not be able to pay or to settle your account with this amount, then you have to, alam mo yun yung parang tatakutin nila kayo na kailangan mo magbayad ng attorney fee, ganun. Because pwede ka nilang kasuhan in that way. Naintindihan po? So, for the sake of convenience, utilities companies such as PLDT, Meralco, and Maynilad use, instead of the personalized letters listed above, printed notices or letters form are shown. So other companies use telegrams, whatever the form is. A collection letter is effective if it is able to effect payment in the shortest time possible. So this is an example of a collection letter. So a Meralco disconnection notice. Dear customer, we wish to remind you of your unpaid electric consumption of the sum of 5,325.60 centavos, the details of which are indicated below. As you may have simply overlooked this account, we are making this reminder to you to save your service from disconnection. So, yun na po. Para hindi ka maputulan, kailangan nyo na pong isettle ang inyong bill. So that's for collection letter. Next is a reservation letter. A reservation letter is a letter used to make a reservation, usually for a room or accommodation in a hotel and the like. It usually ends with a call of action. Reservation, reserve. Magpapa-reserve ka ng room or ng place or ng venue. You will use reservation letter. But at this era, usually, when you wanted to have a reserved room or sa atin, sa situation natin, dito sa Mindoro, if you want to get reserved, your room reserved, you have to go to the venue personally and talk with the receptionist. And another thing, if you were not able to go out, since no one is allowed to go out, right? If it is not necessary, then you have to call the receptionist or the place or send reservation letter. So this is an example of a reservation letter. So this is for a school. So the sender, the receiver will be Dr. Wenceslao Empagia Jr. The Student Supreme Organization, staff members, and English Club of Occidental Mindoro State College, ayan, will use studio theater. So sa school, you can also use the reservation letter. If you will be having an upcoming activities, In this letter, they are requesting, or the sender is requesting for the use of the studio theater. Next, resignation letter. When an employee is dissatisfied with his job, he resigns from his work. So, kailan ba nagre-resign ng isang employee? Kapag hindi na siya masaya, di ba? Kapag hindi ka na masaya, aalis ka na. So, yun yung some of the reasons kung bakit nagre-resign ng employee. Maybe, another thing is there is a conflict between the schedule, diba? Or may nagkasakit sa pamilya na kailangan siya ang mag-alaga. Ano pa? Meron siyang kailangang unahin na kailangan niyang i-give up ang work niya. Kaya siya magre-resign. Job dissatisfaction is one of the basic reasons why employees resign. Other reasons are the transfer of residence. Ayun, nalipat ka ng residential mo, the conflict with studies, kung nag-aaral ka, a better paying job. So, a better paying job, or it is also known as the greener pasture. Diba? So, mas okay sweldo dito. O, sige, go. And another thing, marriage. There are some na kapag ikinasal na sila, 'di ba? Hindi na sila pinagtatrabaho. That's why sana all, no? That's why they do not they will give up, or they will resign to their job. A resignation letter is written to signify the employee's intention to leave his work. So in his letter, he expresses his appreciation for having been employed in the company and his hope that he has contributed the company in whatever way. So ang nilalaman ng resignation letter is, of course, the first paragraph is your intention sa pagre-resign mo sa trabaho. And then another paragraph, you are thanking the company or the institution, diba, for having you. And another is that you are hoping na nakapag-contribute ka, nakapag-ambag ka sa growth ng inyong company sa anumang paraan. Okay po? So this is an example of a resignation letter. So the sender is from 1234 Bagong Lipunan Street, Tambo, Parañaque City, Metro Manila. And then the receiver will be the HRD officer of Nasipit Lumber Company Incorporated in Binondo, Manila. So this, dear sir, yung salutation. This serves to inform you that I am tendering my resignation effective September 30, 2020. So, on the first sentence, ayun na po as what I have said earlier, you will state your intention that you are resigning from your work. And you include the date when will be the beginning of that resignation. And one of the company's policies is not to allow probationary employees to take a leave of absence for 1 month. So meaning to say, the sender is under probation. Inasmuch as I won't be allowed to take a leave for October 1 to 10, 2020 to concentrate on my review for the CPA licensure examination, I deem it fit to resign. So in this paragraph, she stated that she will not be able to concentrate on her review. I appreciate your granting me the opportunity to serve your company as an accounting staff member for about 5 months. I became more knowledgeable in accounting and I enhanced my work and interpersonal skills. So I told you this in the third paragraph that you have to thank the company or the employer for having you, for letting you stay there. And I hope that in my short stay here, I have contributed to the fulfillment of your company's objectives. I promise that I will assist whoever you will hire as my replacement. So there are companies that before you leave your work, you have to find or you have to train the person who will replace your position. Okay po. Next is transmittal letter. This is usually used in offices. A transmittal letter. So, it is used to accompany a report or something to be transmitted. Ibig sabihin, transmitted, ililipat siya ng kabilang office. Forming a part of a formal report, it usually ends building a goodwill. So transmittal letter is also like it represents a documentation or a proof, an evidence that you have transmitted a file from this office into another. And then example of transmittal letter. So this one, I am submitting here with my research paper. This is for school also. Entitled Stress and Coping Responses of Adolescents with Suicidal Tendencies as a Partial Fulfillment of the Requirements. Ayan. Based on your instructions. So this is a transmittal letter for example of a student. Sending his, submitting his research paper. Another, in an office matter, the employees are sending transmittal letter with the daily time record or the submission of the daily time record of the other employees. So next, authorization letter. An authorization letter is a letter granting another person the authority to do an act in behalf of the writer. So you are giving something, the authority or the power to somebody to do an action for you. If you will not be able to do the action yourself. For example, a letter authorizing someone to claim something or to serve as a proxy. Proxy, di ba? Ibig sabihin ng proxy, pamalit. Parang substitute. For example, dito sa OMSC registrar, sa Office of the Registrar, hindi mo pwedeng ipa-claim ang iyong transcript of records ng basta-basta lang. Since hindi ka pwedeng magpa-claim ng transcript of record dahil hindi mo ka or wala ka dito, malayo ka, umuwi ka pa sa ibang probinsya, meron ka lang pinsan na nandito. Then what you have to do is, and you will be instructed also to do an authorization letter. You are authorizing your cousin to claim your transcript of records because you were not able to travel that far. So yun po yun. And another thing important about authorization letter is your signature. Dapat signed mo ito. It usually ends with a token of appreciation and or building of goodwill. This is an example of authorization letter. So in this example, the sender, who is Jesus Z. Menoy, is authorizing his nephew, Jason Brian Menoy, to claim his prize. So he also, on the first paragraph of the letter, he stated there that who will be the person he is authorizing to claim his prize. And on the second paragraph, he stated the reason why he was not able to claim the prize personally. And on the last line, or last sentence, I hope for your consideration. Thank you very much. Yun po. Authorization letter. Next, a letter of intent. Letter of intent is letter indicating one's intention to do something. For example, pursuit of graduate studies, shift in course, or transfer of school. Another is to apply for a job. You are sending a letter of intent. Intention. You are stating your intention, diba? So this is an example of a letter of intent. Ayan. So a letter of intent stating about pursuing graduate studies. Next, letters of. So we are done with the routine business letters. We are now with letters of courtesy or goodwill letters. Letters of courtesy, besides employment letters and routine business letters, are written by business people to promote goodwill. Also called goodwill letters, they include the introduction letters, invitation letters, regret letters, congratulations letters, condolence letters, appreciation letters, welcome letters, and farewell letters. So, goodwill. Invitation, inviting somebody. Regret, of course, you're regretting something. Congratulations letter, you are greeting congratulations or sending your congratulations to the person. Condolence letter. Condolence letter is that you are sending your sympathy and empathy to the person. Appreciation letter, appreciating the service offered or the thing that was given to you. Welcome letters, for example, the employees freshly hired or new hired employees, and then farewell letters, saying goodbye to your, maybe to colleagues, to co-workers. Those are courtesy letters. Acceptance letter is a positive response to an appointment letter. The appointed signifies his willingness to accept the position and his commitment to serve the organization to the best of his ability. He also expresses his gratitude to the appointing party for the latter's trust on the former. Acceptance letter, for example, you are appointed to become the manager of your company, of a business, then you were sent an acceptance letter, and you have to respond to that acceptance letter, to that appointment letter, by sending an acceptance letter, accepting, kapag tinanggap mo lang ha, kapag tinanggap mo yung position, accepting the position you are entrusted. Okay, to write an acceptance letters effectively, remember the 7 suggestions from Noheim 2000 when capitalizing on a yes. The first one, never think that saying yes is enough. Next, saying yes costs something, so be so sure to get a return on your investment. Then say yes graciously. Say what you'll do immediately. Don't make them dig. So, alangan naman on your letter, di ba? Sabihin mo lang doon, yes, I accept the position. So, ganun-ganun lang. Hindi mo naman pwede sabihin na ganun-ganun lang. You have to state there what you will do immediately after being in the position. And, but don't make them ask for what you will do, what you can do. Just tell them. If possible, give them something extra. Diba? Aside from the position that you will entrust me to do, I will be more extra productive. Diba? You write there. Thank the reader for the opportunity to do something for him. Say yes and no by combining the needed elements of both types of letters. So this is an example of acceptance letter. So, a letter for Professor Jesus Z. Manoy. I received your appointment letter today and am pleased to inform you that I am accepting the position you have entrusted upon me. It was unfortunate that some of the officers elected were disqualified by virtue of their residence in CCP. Although they were dutiful and committed, they have to be replaced. It is an honor that you have chosen me to be among the replacements. I was not present during the election, so I did not have the chance to be nominated. I do not know if I would be nominated if I were present that time. The fact that I was appointed as the auditor is reason for me to rejoice. Ayan. I must prove to the officers and members of AACCCP that I am worthy of the appointment. So, yun yung sinasabi kanina dun sa suggestion na give them something extra. I promise you that I will do the duties and responsibilities of the auditor to the best of my ability. So, in this letter, Jessica Reyes was appointed to become the auditor of the body. Yan po. Next, congratulations letter. It is a letter expressing the writer's happiness over another person's triumph or success in an undertaking. Di ba? Kaya ba tayo nagka-congratulate kapag masaya tayo para doon sa tao? Masaya tayo na nakamit ng tao or na-achieve ng tao yung something. Okay? Example, passing the board examination, graduating with honors, or receiving a promotion. When will you send a congratulations letter? When somebody you know passed the board exam, graduated with honors, or graduated. Because graduating is also an achievement, right? You surpassed all the struggles, you hurdle all the problems, the conflicts, diba? All throughout the years studying. Next, and receiving a promotion. An example of congratulations letter is here. I wrote, Dear Miss Sagun, I wrote you to personally congratulate you for having been chosen as the new president of the association. So, why did the officers and members of CAS faculty club congratulated Miss Sagun? Because she was promoted as the new president of their association. Po. So next is a condolence letter. By the way, class, when you are saying or commenting condolence or sending your condolences with somebody on Facebook, right? It should be condolences po ha, condolences. May S po, condolences. My deepest condolences to you and to your family. Dapat may S po yon kapag magsasabi kayo ng gano'n, magsisend kayo ng condolence niyo. Condolences. Condolences, tapos yung name ng tao, ganun. Ay po, condolences. A condolence letter, so when you are sending your condolences, you are giving your sympathy, sending your sympathy, your empathy, and you are also grieving for the person, or something. It's a letter expressing the writer's grief over another person's misfortune. For example, the death of a loved one, the loss of a job. So, pag sinabing condolence letter, hindi lang po para sa namatay po ha. Pwede po itong sa nabigo mong kaibigan, the death of one loved one, nawalan siya ng trabaho, nasira yung bahay nila, nasunog yung bahay nila, di ba? Due to fire or natural calamity, nabagyuhan sila. So you will send condolence letter. But if you are saying or sending your condolences, dapat may S po ha, condolences. Having a sad tone, it contains encouraging words. An example of condolences letter. So, ayan. For Ma'am Miracle B. Tuason, is ibang faculty member. So, we wrote you to extend our condolences to you and to your family for the loss of your loved one. Sudden demise of your father. So, yun. You must have caused so much pain and suffering. Please remember that we are here to give you moral support. Ayan. It is from officers and members of Sibam Faculty Club. We are done with the letters of goodwill, and now we are having inter-office communications. Inter-office communication meaning from one office to another. Inter. So minutes of the meeting. I believe that you are familiar with minutes of the meeting. When we say minutes of the meeting, ano bang ibig sabihin nito? It is the record. The record of the meeting happened or held. So business meetings are held regularly. So to record these meetings, minutes are recorded by the secretary of the organization, his or assistant, or in the absence of the two, anybody tasked to do the recording. So usually the person who takes the minutes of the meeting or to record the meeting is the secretary of the group or the organization, or somebody who will be appointed to do the task. The presentation of the minutes of the meeting varies from one organization to another. So may iba-iba po tayong presentation ng minutes of the meeting. One of the formats is presented below. So isa lang po to sa formats ha, madaming formats ang minutes of the meeting. What's important is you know how to do or to write minutes of the meeting and what is a minute of the meeting. Minutes of the meeting again is the record or the record of the meeting. So, ayan po. An example, minutes of the working committees meeting regarding Sibam Level 2 re-accreditation. So, the date was stated first or written first, time, attendance, who will be the respondents of the meeting, and the presiding officer, who is the one who will lead that meeting. And the agenda. So what are the agenda? First one, so ayan. And there are 4 agendum. By the way, agendum is the singular form for agenda. Okay po? Kapag isa lang, yung napag-usapan, agendum. Kapag marami, agenda. Okay? Ayan po. Next is a memorandum. On your future employment or future job, future career, if you will be asked to write a minutes of the meeting, do not hesitate, okay? It is okay to write a minutes of the meeting. You just have to listen. And anyway, it is like your way of listening that much to the details of the minutes of the meeting. Mas may inculcate sa'yo yung napag-meetingan. Kasi you have to remember the details of the whole meeting. And of course, what you will put on the minutes are the things important only. Diba? Hindi naman pwede yung nag-say ng hi yung, for example, yung head. So, hindi mo na kailangan the head said hi to everyone. So, hindi po ganun, okay? Yung important points lang ng meeting. Memorandum. A memorandum is an inter-office communication or memo. People in business organizations prefer the memorandum format to other business letter styles because it is simple and has fewer letter elements. Moreover, it can be made available in printed form. It is also used to convey information on routine matters, which may be in the form of the following. Memorandum. So, memo, di ba? Let us have this. Instructions, explanations of policies or procedures, and announcement. So, yan yung meron sa memo. Requests for information, action, or reaction. Responses to requests for information, action, or reaction. At this time, so, di ba, hindi gagalaw ang isang body or yung mga employer if there is no memorandum given by the head or by the president or galing sa taas, di ba? So, a memorandum has two parts, the header and the body of the letter. The header always has the to line or the recipient's name, to, para kanino, from, mula kanino, date, and subject line, topic of the body of the letter. Sometimes there is a reference line, reference number or file number, as well as a through line, channel's name ko. So, mula sa, for example, mula sa CHED, mula sa CHED, through the BPAA, Vice President for Academic Affairs. So, yun yung ilalagay mo. Mula sa CHED, ang magiging channel is, magsisend ng letter I, ang BPAA. However, they sometimes bear the initials of the sender and in some cases the recipient. Unlike the business letters, a memo has no formal inside address, salutation, and complimentary closing. Generally, the message of the memo includes the following. Here are the things inside a memorandum: the part which tells why the message was written, the section which states what the message is, the part which suggests, instructs, or asks for help or guidance. So, yun yung pwedeng maging laman ng memo. Nagbibigay ng suggestion, nagbibigay ng instruction, or nanghihingi ng help or guidance. Take note, however, that memo 2 is used when a writer addresses the memo to his subordinates. So, memo 2. Types po tayo ng memo. Memo 2, memo para kanino? Ibig sabihin, usually, ginagamit para sa, for example, sa employer, para sa kanyang mga employee, parang pababa. Mula sa taas, pababa, memo 2. Kapag memo 4, it is used to address his superior or someone who has a higher position than him. Pataas naman po ang memo 4, okay? Memo 2, pababa, from employer to employee, or supervisor, diba, to subordinate. Memo 4, from subordinate to supervisor, or employee to employer, pataas. Tandaan po ha. So this is an example of a memorandum. Ayan. 2, memo 2, ibig sabihin, mula sa taas. Humanities and Freshman English Instructors. True. Sino ang channel? Dr. Albert C. Daniel from, sino nagsulat? Professor Miracle B. Tuason. Change of schedule of film viewing. It's been informed that this is a yan. Is giving an example, instruction. A memo giving an instruction. So, that ends our discussion. I hope you learned today. Bye, everyone.